Hey YouTube. Okay. Man, I'm on a roll this week with these videos. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's gotten into me, but I've just been like cranking them out this week. We'll see if that keeps on. I wanted to talk a little bit about Spectrum workbooks and what they're good for, what you can use them for, and building a curriculum around them if that's what you need to do, and showing that it is possible. What got me thinking about this was looking at different forums and stuff, and people saying that you can't make it work as a standalone or as your basic spine for your curriculum. And I didn't do a whole lot of prep for this, and I might come back and do something a little bit more detailed, but this crossed my mind while I was coming home from work, and I just wanted to, jot in while I still had energy and was still awake to do this. So I might come back and do a little bit more detailed. Um, but yeah, so a lot of people I think are thinking, well, they're not very expensive, they're not very fancy, and so I need something that comes in a big box. I need something that has a lot of other things in order for it to be good enough. And I think if you don't have very much money, but you still want something to guide your curriculum, I really think that more inexpensive workbooks can work just fine. Um, I have been using Spectrum for a year, and the reason why, one, they are very inexpensive. If you buy them in the store, they're $9.95 a piece. If you get them online, you can get them, used or new for, $3. It, depending on where you find it, obviously, but you can get them really cheap. Also, they're easy to find. You can go to your local bookstore. And for me, I don't know if this happens to other people, but it seems like when everybody has something or when everybody's talking about something, I can never find it. I think like everything I want just like runs and hides from me. And so if it's something that is very easy for me to find, pick up, replace, it's not something rare that I have to go searching for, then like that's what I want. Um, so that's another reason why I picked this up. Also, it seems to cover everything. It's aligned to state and national standards, whatever that really means. I don't know, but it's just like if it says fourth grade, it's going to have what a fourth grader would learn at that level in that subject. So then I can know that I'm hitting all the basics. And obviously you could deviate from that however much you want, but it's a good guide to you know to what you want to make sure that you hit along the way throughout the year. Um, Pros and cons. I think again they're easy to find, they're inexpensive, they're easily replaceable. Um, they're very straightforward. A con would be I think if you get like the reading workbook, um, I that would be something that would be more. My computer just kind of froze on me. Okay, I hope this. Don't mess up on me. I do not want to do this again. Okay, so a con would be like the reading workbook is more of a supplemental. It's something you would use to supplement something else because it is just reading stories and then you answer the questions. So I would use that as something that is a supplement to a broader reading program. And geography, and I said this in another video, tends to get a little political. Um, the big con that I have, like I'm using fourth and fifth grade geography because it has to do with the United States, and we're doing um, U.S. history. But the sixth grade one, I thumbed through it in the store, and okay, example, world religions. There's like one or two chapters on world religions, but they're both on one religion, Islam. And I'm just thinking, okay, I honestly could have gotten a better, deal at public school if I was going to do that. You know, there's no Buddha, there's no Abraham, there's no Jesus, there's no Confucius, there's just Islam. And I'm like, what the crap? So not all, so you want to make sure, that you're getting something that you thumb through at first, So that's the only one I've really found that problem in is that one. Um, and I think the older reading books are better than the newer ones, but that's just personal preference. I like the style of the stories better in the copyright 2003 um uh reading books than I do the newer ones. So, but that's just a personal preference. Um, so that's so definitely, you want to thumb through it to make sure it's right for your child. And it's not, if you're somebody that needs like step-by-step instructions, like some curriculum come with um, 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 like a script, and it tells you exactly what to do, exactly how to do it, exactly what to say in order to teach your child. If that's what you need and you feel very uncomfortable without that, then this is probably not going to be for you. But if you are trying to just get a good solid um, a good solid track, a good solid guide um, for the year, a good spine, and you don't have much to spend, you don't want, anything that's overly complicated or anything like that, and easy to understand and straightforward, then I definitely recommend Spectrum Books, or even going through your local bookstore and seeing what else they have in the form of like inexpensive workbooks that can work for your child. You don't need to spend a ton of money in order to homeschool your child. So I wanted to talk about what I do um, as far as building my curriculum around Spectrum. So I'll tell you the ones that I have right now. I've got one for just about every subject, and I'm reading the back of one of them right now. I have the reading book, which I do use as part of a broader reading program that I do. I have the math, spelling, writing, language arts. I use some of the science, but I kind of use it as part of a broader. If you saw my building a science curriculum, you'll see how I use their science book. Um, I use phonics for my tutoring students, and I have geography. And later on, once we finish our reading, the reading workbook, that I think we have two more that I want. I want him to finish up to 6th grade, and then I'm gonna switch to using the vocabulary, to building his vocabulary and working with that. So that's what I use. The ones that I supplement, okay, well, I'll go with the ones that I don't supplement first. Spelling I don't have to supplement for, and I've got a couple of the books right here because I needed to do something to run off some extras. So I brought some of them home with me. If you saw some of my other videos, you know that I have two locations that I homeschool, my apartment, and 99% of the time we're at my grandfather's house. But so I don't have all of my books with me right now. The ones that I don't supplement anything for and I just use it by themselves is writing. And so I have writing right here. This, I love this. This has great ideas. Sometimes I will change it to, fit my students' needs. If something seems like, oh, well, we don't need to do that step, but we can, tweak this here to make it easier for him to understand or easier for him to follow or something like that. They're easily, adaptable. If you need to adapt any of the assignments, there's really, I think, thorough, writing process steps, and how to go about it, and in each different type of writing style, whether it's personal narrative or writing a story or a research paper or writing a newspaper article, anything like that. They do all of that in here. It took us really exactly a year, I think, to finish this. So they have enough activities in each one to last a year. If we usually do 1 or 2 pages a day in each one, and that takes us, anywhere from 3.5 to 4.5 hours. And that includes like the stuff that we don't have workbooks for, like reading in our chapter book and doing our science projects or whatever. So our whole school day usually takes about 3.5 to 4.5 hours. But he works, so he's able to do these by himself. Sometimes he needs help, explanation or whatever, but it's pretty straightforward. It's not something that it's going to be difficult for you to understand how to explain it to your child. And it's got enough for the whole year. So it's to me, it does the job. I think it does a good job of teaching writing skills. And again, I usually change some of the assignments to fit my student, but who doesn't? Um, Geography, we're using this, and we do geography twice a week. We do geography Tuesdays and Thursdays. And this, I've really enjoyed this book. I think it's done really well. If you really love the environment, it it it's a lot. There's a lot of like environmental stuff in it. But it's not like overly political like the other book I was talking about, the sixth grade one. But it does a great job of talking about the different regions of the United States, and it's a good study. There's projects in here where you have to make things and do research and all that stuff. So this was a great book. I've enjoyed it very much. We are in, what lesson are we on? We're on lesson 5 right now. Is it? No, we're on lesson 7. Okay, we're on lesson 7, and I think there are 15 lessons in here. And again, we do geography twice a week, and we plan on doing the second book as well. So this should last us, I don't know, probably most of the year, if not half. Just depends on how fast we're going to do this, because this one is built a little different than the others. So this, it just depends on how you do geography, how fast it'll take you. And then spelling, I don't supplement spelling. This is pretty much laid out like a general spelling spelling book, and that, like in any spelling book, there's a list of words at the beginning. There are activities to go with them, and then there's like some challenge words. So this is your word list, but then there's the challenge words over here, the 4. So I always have him copy his word list from this page. The first set of activities are always the same. It's always this like fill in the blank thing, and then the second page is sometimes different. Sometimes it's a puzzle, sometimes it's something more like this, and then the last page is always the same. It's always writing a paragraph using your spelling words, and then there's some kind of activity down here which varies. But I don't supplement this. We start a spelling list at the beginning of the week, or usually we try to keep it on the schedule where it's at the beginning of the week. And then he has that time so he studies it throughout the week, and we do a page a day, and and we review his words again, and once we get to the end of the week, sometimes he might need the weekend to study them some more, and then we'll have a test, and then start over again, kind of just basically what everybody usually does for spelling. Language arts, I don't supplement very much, just because, well, the book that I bought to supplement his reading actually goes a lot along with language arts, so it is supplemented, but it wasn't on purpose. But I'm glad that I do have that extra work. And if you saw my Dollar Tree haul, the book that I bought a whole bunch of these really awesome books that I found at the Dollar Tree for $1 that are great reading supplements. They're great reading language arts supplements. If you can find them, they're go back and look at my Dollar Tree haul, and you'll see them. And they're awesome. I love them. They have really helped reinforce everything that we've been talking about in language arts, and it helps reinforce what we've been talking about in reading. So if you live near a Dollar Tree, I definitely recommend going up there. Again, more things that don't cost very much that you can go, and they make a world of difference. They have really helped. So I picked up like 3 of each one. So yeah, so I love it. So reading, I said, is a part of a broader reading program that I've kind of put together. We do the reading book. Oh wait, did I miss any? Oh, well, I'll keep going. Okay, so we do the reading workbook, and we kind of go back and forth. We do the reading workbook 3 days a week, so he has to read a passage, and it's part of a larger story, which is another reason why I like the older ones, because the larger story it's more of a story, and it's more in depth, and there's more character building and stuff like that than the newer ones, which are kind of flat. So he reads the story and he answers the questions. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we do his smaller books that I got from the Dollar Tree, and they're a little more language arts focused, and like they're more concentrated, like they focus more on grammar and main ideas and stuff like that. So and then we also read a chapter book, and we do a chapter every day and discuss it. And then at some point, like we're not doing study guide questions with the book that we're on now, but the next book we do, we're going to do study guide questions. Um, so that's pretty much our reading program. I don't think I'm forgetting anything, but I probably am. But yeah, so that's how I do reading. Math I supplement with crewmen, and I like the math books. There's a lot of practice. I think if your kid they might need like games or something to kind of break it up. So like I probably wouldn't do it every day. Um, I'd maybe do it like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then have something else in the middle because it can get kind of monotonous because there's a lot of, you know, over and over, and that's something, you don't want to drive your kid crazy and make them hate math. So so basically what I do is he does the Spectrum math workbook like a few days a week, and then he'll work in his Kuman workbook, and he's doing the multiplication. Um, and the way I schedule it is that by the time he's finishing the multiplication in the Kuman, so that he's gotten the concept, he'll be at the point where he's starting the multiplication in the Spectrum book. I hope that makes sense. I might come back and do more detail and explain that if that didn't make any sense. But so we're kind of at that point where he's gone through all of the Spectrum multiplication. So he started with the repeated addition, and we were doing a lot of addition and subtraction in a Spectrum book as well. And we've gotten to a point where they're meeting together in what they're teaching. And so we're like heavy on multiplication right now. We just did his last test on adding, subtracting, all different digits and estimating and stuff. So so that's what I do with my math. And I'm going to try to put in some more games and some more fun stuff because, I don't want it to be just the same thing every day or whatever. But as far as letting it be a guide for what you need, and then bringing in, if you need extra practice on something or you want to make it more fun, you can bring in a game or something like that. I think the Spectrum book is really great. And, if you're on a budget, definitely, go to Amazon, get it for a couple bucks, and there you have a math curriculum, and you can just kind of build off of that, and just make it, again, part of your spine. It doesn't have to be just what you rely on constantly. And let me see, am I missing anything? I did writing, I did geography, I did reading, I did language arts, spelling. Yeah, so I think that's everything. I'm probably forgetting something. I hope I'm not. But that's what I kind of just wanted to put out there. Yeah, I made a list like always, so I'm checking my list to make sure that I've covered everything I wanted. So yeah, if you are, hearing that, oh, you have to go out and buy the most expensive, I've got to get a box curriculum, I've got to do this or that, don't listen. You can certainly go peruse the bookshelves at your local bookstore, and you can find Spectrum books, you can find Kuman books, you can find oh gosh, the Mead workbooks are wonderful for younger kids. So don't think that you have to go out and get some expensive textbooks, especially for elementary school. There are a lot of things that you can do, that don't cost a lot of money, that you can order online for a couple of dollars, and it will meet all of the needs of your child, and you will not be depriving them of anything. Okay, so I just wanted to say that, and I will probably, hopefully, come back and do something a little bit more in depth, because I know that as soon as I turn this camera off, I'm going to remember something that I wanted to say and forgot to say. So, that's all I wanted to say. You can use Spectrum on its own with very with minimal supplements, or no more supplements than I would think usual. Um, if you don't feel like you have to pass something that is inexpensive up and think that you're depriving your child, because you're not. Um, let's see. Yeah, again, if you need extra practice, you can always run something off. I'm gonna run some subject predicate extra practice off this afternoon. So it is possible. So if you think, and there are other people, I've seen a few other people that have used Spectrum as their curriculum, and it's worked fine. It only goes up to about 8th grade, and not all of them go up to 8th grade. But for your elementary school kids, they're great. And for middle school, again, they probably don't, I don't think, not all of them run up to it. Well, not all of them need to run up to that, but for the ones that go to 7th and 8th grade, they are great resources. And I think at that age you probably do need to find something, because Spectrum is really more geared towards elementary school. But until you get up there into the higher middle school grades, it's just fine. As well as other workbooks. So I just kind of want to encourage people to know that you don't have to find the most expensive. You don't have to find something that is going to cost you an arm and a leg to give your child a good education. So I guess just go out there and explore all of your options. Yeah. So I'll see you guys later, and hopefully I'll have another video coming soon. I know I keep saying I'm going to do one about what I do for tutoring, and it just hasn't happened yet. But it will. The sun is colder now, I think. I have no idea what just happened. Hello? I started singing for a second. Okay, so I don't want to have to erase this video. Okay. I don't know what just happened, but I'm going to end it right here before it screws up. Okay. I'll see you guys later. Bye.